Hussain is a painter of our time. In his work, there is no dilemma of being torn between tradition and modernity, Indianness and Westernness. His painting is the self-expression of a man living in the world of the 20th century. That it is born of both the conflict and the vision rooted in India is inevitable, but it is in essence of a universe far more expansive than that of any single culture or single country. Hussain attempts to bring the world into India and to take India to the world. The painting of a traditional theme in a modern idiom does present a challenge. Not merely the ostensible challenge of theme and idiom, but the far more personal question of his own relationship with the tradition and his perspective on it. In illustrating the epic, the Ramayana, he seeks to communicate the values of his own tradition to a world where such values appear to be lost. He has been working on this series for the last 3 years in the home of Badri Vishal Pitti, his friend and patron in the city of Hyderabad.
बैठे फटिक शिला पर सुंदर एक बार सुंदर फूल चुनकर श्री राम जी ने अपने हाथों से भांति भांति के गहने बनाए और सुंदर फटिक शिला पर बैठे हुए प्रभु ने आदर के साथ वे गहने श्री सीता जी को पहनाए। सुरपति सुतधरी वायस देखा सठ चाहत रघुपति बल देखा।
Readings from the epic become visual notes. Once, Ram sought the most perfect flowers and wove them into garlands. Then, with a quiet embrace, he sat Sita down on a crystal stone. Jayanta, the foolish son of Indra, came disguised as a crow and, pecking at her foot, drew blood. Ram reached for his bow. These sketches may or may not become paintings in the series, but they provide clues to the painter's thinking, the episodes and ideas which seem to him significant, both from the perspective of the theme and the idiom of his art, the process by which he translates the epic into contemporary imagery. Ram was born in the city of Ayodhya on the banks of the river Sarayu. Came to save the world from evil, the signs of divinity on his limbs, the incarnation of Vishnu, the creator. The lineage of the sun, renowned for his heroic deeds. He broke in two the long bow of Shiva the destroyer, and won Sita for his bride, Sita, who was born of the soil when the naked plough of Janaka furrowed the rich earth. Because of the evil designs of his stepmother, Ram was banished from the land of his birth, and he wandered to the land of the forest, aided by the king of the hunters. Sita, his wife, and his loyal brother Lakshman were with him. But misfortune followed, and war. And so the myth renews itself in a new iconography. The Ramayana is not just a memory of ancient India. It is very much a part of the living, popular culture of the present day. It is into this culture that Hussain seeks entry as an artist, and with which he wishes to communicate. The ancient folk play of Rama is performed in the local traditions. Puppets, dance, ballad and drama with the paintings as backdrops. For the villagers and for Hussain, it is a great occasion. Success as a painter is not enough for Hussain. He looks for new visual experience, new media. His movie camera is always with him. This excerpt is from his film on Rajasthan, Through the Eyes of a Painter. The film received the Golden Bear for the Best Short Film at the 1967 Berlin International Film Festival. The film is derived, reflecting the more surrealist images of early cinema. But it is derived in the best sense of the word, since the images again are born of the sensitivity of a man uncertain of the answer. It is the same sensitivity which is reflected in his poems. My words born in you are yet unspoken. I fear they are drowned in a still pond near the silent tryst of villages. Far-flung rooftops sit in groups telling stories unknown to themselves. Maqbul Fida Husain was born in the town of Sholapur. His grandfather was a tinsmith, his father a clerk. The family, never particularly well off, suffered heavily at the time of the Depression. Husain's schooling ended early, and attempts to encourage him to take up professions such as tailoring failed. Another attempt, that of training him as a priest, led to Husain's considerable interest in Islamic literature and calligraphy. Drawing and painting was an obsession with him, and in 1937 he migrated to Bombay. He was helped, as is often the custom in India, by a member of his own community, a widow who gave him food and shelter. He married the daughter of his benefactress and lived in this tenement building in Bombay for 18 years. On one occasion, being out of work, he was employed as a designer decorator of children's furniture. In those days, the demands were for the rather cloying and precious designs of Indo-Anglian taste. He also worked for many years as a sign painter, specializing in the gigantic billboards which announced the glories of the Bombay cinema. A feeling for the massive pop images has stayed with him. Back in his old haunts in Bombay, he uses the pop style for his satirical paintings of contemporary society. His youngest son is following the father's footsteps. His second son is already a promising painter. Hussain leads a wandering life, living and painting in the cities of India and the world. But he is also a patriarch, the head of a talented family, and a proud grandfather. For the artist, breaking paradigms and reaching for something new, the paradox seems unavoidable. Those who support his art are not the makers of the vibrant, popular culture, but more often those who can afford to gamble on an artist, or those for whom a painting is an investment, or even those who feel that their claims to being cultural pace-setters require a painting by an established artist. For a painter to hang on such walls is nevertheless not just a sleight of hand. It means that his work has been through the test of acceptability by the critics of the age. Hussain discovered horses when, during his travels in China, he came across the Tang and Sung period horses, sculptures which almost symbolize the horse for all eternity, and the paintings of Chi. Some years later, in Europe, it was Marino Marini's equestrian sculpture which further conditioned his feelings for horses. Commissioned to decorate one of Delhi's new high-rise buildings, Hussain plunged into the work with the fanaticism of a Renaissance artist, personally superintending the firing of the ceramic tiles, and finally climbing the scaffolding to embed the tiles to create his first major murals. In this handicraft center near Delhi, he's trying out his designs for toys as part of his search for new media and new activities. A number of Hussein's paintings are not in private collections and are thus available to the public, such as those in the National Gallery of Modern Art in Delhi. Among them, perhaps the best known, is the 14-foot canvas, Zameen, the Earth. The Dark Mother, the Child, the stylized cock, cyclic fertility represented by the wheel, the snake with the heart-shaped head, the fruit-laden tree. Those with a taste for the esoteric can see in its symbolism primary creation arising out of the earth. Hussain has painted woman in her many dimensions. Woman is Shakti, power. Woman is Prithvi, earth. Woman is Prakriti, nature. The all-embracing mother image. woman is also the lover. In the neighborhood of your breath, I have traveled close and far. The wall there, sun-baked and brown, paints a thin shadow over your lips. Under that shadow, I remember how wet are our naked words. Perhaps it is his moorings in the Indian tradition, which suggest to him the vision of woman as more than man. These moorings have not chained him or kept him from being a true planet dweller. The moonshot did not pass him by. Hussein's reaction to the moon landing was a construction, where the most striking feature is the doll, a stunning reminder of the relationship between man, the universe, and science. His reaction to Picasso's death was something immediate and personal. Hussain is a lover of cities, for the city to him represents people, human complexities, and the outcome of human efforts. It is the passing show of the narrow lanes, the cafes and vendors, the rooftops, the ambience of the old cities that brings him back again and again to Benares, one of the world's most ancient cities.
Vishnu Surasevita Podapiram Bhamina Vigraha Varena Kalatrabandam Varanasi Purapatin Vajaveshwanadam.
Hussain reacts with immediacy to places, situations, relationships, and at once translates them into visual imagery. Even his letters are drawings on postcards. Nothingness. That is the only reality. Hussain believes that even at the level of art, there is no difference between the construction and illumination of a painting. They are both intertwined in the process of creation. In the creation of a painting lies its destruction, as much as the creation of yet another painting. snow-clad sheet of sky, bearing no scar. When I begin to paint, hold the sky in your hands, as the stretch of my canvas is unknown to me.